sounds like we are ready to get started. So again, congratulations on making it to the US versus UK World Championships. Congratulations to the boys, and congratulations to Zoomsbury Group. What we have ahead of us is a game of Connections Online Quiz League. The winner moves on. So with this, we start with the first round. In the first round, it's nice and straightforward. You pick a puzzle, you get a minute to solve the puzzle. All you have to tell me is what connects these four things. You'll start with the first clue. When you need a second clue, just say nice and clearly to me, next, and I'll show a next. Same with the third, same with the fourth. If you think you know the connection, buzz in. If you get it right, I will give you points. 5, 3, 2, or 1, based on if you need 1, 2, 3, or 4 clues to get there. If you are incorrect, I will pass it over to the other team, who will have a moment to confer, and then let me know what you think the connection is. And if you're right, you get a 1-point pickup. You will be able to see all 4 clues, even if the other team had not. I think the only thing we have left to do before we get started is figure out who's going first. So, Zoomsbury Group, you are on my left. Call the coin flip.
We will say heads.
All right. Spin the coin. And it is tails. So, boys, would you like to go first in rounds 1 and 2, or would you like to go first in round 3?
I think given that we don't know what we're dealing with here, we'll throw them in first.
All right.
It was promised to be nice and straightforward, though. I don't see what this is going to be great.
Nice and straightforward.
I may have promised it would be nice and straightforward. I mean, to be fair, I host the Connections Online Quiz League, so my definition of nice and straightforward is more than a little warped.
If everything's straightforward, this wouldn't be fun.
You've both made the World Championships. You know what you're getting into here, and you know that everything is warped in the world of Connections Online Quiz League. And with that, Zoomsbury
Good luck,
Group.
y'all.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Group, pick an emoji.
Can we have the hedgehog, please?
You can have the hedgehog. One of the few straightforward things about this is the hedgehog is always very cute. But
Yes.
let's see if the puzzle is very cute. Your 60 seconds start now.
Friends, what is that?
I don't know where either of those places are.
Any ideas,
No.
Liam? Okay,
Cotswold
next
sounds
please.
familiar, but I don't know what it is. Oh, that's okay. So that's the Vadensee, right? I think.
Okay, so do
No,
you
wait,
know
is
what
that?
connects?
No, shit. No, that's sorry. No, it's not that.
Okay,
We're
next please,
looking
because
northeast
wait.
of Germany, but like I don't know what that. Oh, it's Pomerania. It's Pomerania, isn't it? And
Oh, so they
No,
named
they're
dogs.
dogs. That's
Yeah,
Chihuahua.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Zoomsbury
We're
Group.
going to say the thing that connects them is that they name breeds of dog.
They all are places that name breeds of dog. That is correct. And so next you were going to see a region that names a Canadian province with Newfoundland. And so you were going to see a lot of very good dogs. The first one is Dalmatia.
Excellent.
The second one, Pomerania, Chihuahua, and Labrador. So alongside the very cute hedgehog, we now get to see 4 very cute dogs.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
But well figured out. You got that with 3. So that is 2 points for you. And it goes across. I'm sorry, I have to take the dogs off your screen now. I could look at the dogs all day, but then we'd never finish this game. And that takes us to the boys. Pick your first emoji.
We'll start with the crab.
Start the crab. I always have to do this when someone picks the crab just because it's fun. Your 60 seconds start now.
Never heard of it.
That's a video game.
It's a recent video game, but I don't know. I imagine that they don't say android. They'll have a different word for it, like replicant or whatever.
Yeah, probably.
And
We'll
that's
just-
probably what we're hooking
Yeah.
here. So next, please.
I don't know them.
No.
It's not from a series I've watched, but I haven't watched much. Do we know, not having names, talking in the second person?
So
something
many
like
things
that?
this could be.
Yeah.
We're
Next,
nowhere.
please.
They have blue blood. I bet that's what it is. Because then you
Hey!
can do Spock or something.
That
yeah.
sounds well. He doesn't.
Or
But you
so
wouldn't.
what? Alien, the android in that, isn't he?
Yeah,
Some-
yeah. I would.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
saying this is
very
blue
good-
blood.
that's a very good
horseshoe
answer.
crab thing.
I like it enough to.
Oh yeah.
Boys,
They have unusually colored blood
I need more than that.
that is blue.
That is blue. They all have
Thanks, Adam.
blue blood. And next, you are going to see something a little less sci-fi, the nobility,
Yeah.
figuratively. But
Is it Tom
yes.
Selleck?
But yes, the androids in Detroit become human, the Andorians in Star Trek, horseshoe crabs, and figuratively speaking, the nobility, they all have blue bloods. Andorians not only have blue skin, but they are not only have blue blood, but they have blue skin, and they live on a blue planet. It's an interesting planet. There are 4
Camouflage.
sexes, and reproduction requires one of each sex. So it's probably like as hard as it is to find 2 people, to find 4, that probably makes it a little interesting in Andor, and I'm glad I don't live there.
Actually, for my own edification, which Star Trek? Do we know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I can look that up for you.
I just haven't watched enough. For all I know, it's obscure from the original series, or it's from one of the new ones.
Well, because there's a
I
new
think they
Star
use
Wars
the
series.
horseshoe crab blood to develop vaccines somehow.
That's correct.
I can't
Yeah.
remember
Yeah,
exactly
that's-
how
yeah.
but they do.
It's it clots when there's bacteria around, so you use it to
I
detect whether or
imagine
not it's
that's
toxic.
why Adam knew
it's
it
a
before
it's a
Brad.
it's a very interesting
Yeah.
story actually. I have someone that did some that wrote an NSF proposal about it, a friend of mine, because they haven't figured out how to do it in any way other than hanging horseshoe crabs from the ceiling of a factory and bleeding them, and it's still how they do it, and it's
You get like a really
horrifying.
prestigious tech internship, and they just
Yeah.
hand you a bag
Yeah.
of crabs and a hammer.
It's real bad.
So update on the Andorians. They showed up in several different species. They showed up first in the original series.
Okay.
They showed up in Deep Space Nine, although they weren't huge parts in either. They got more exposure in Star Trek Enterprise.
Good theme song,
So-
iffy show. Got it.
Yeah. So they were a little bit all over the place, but most prominent in Star Trek Enterprise. And
Thanks, Ralph.
then another fun fact about blue crabs, they're not actually crabs, and they're not actually closely related to other things that we call crabs.
I am
They're
so close to doing a fight about what's a crab and what's a
Oh.
lobster on a YouTube game for like the 5th time.
And this was the crab question, so we've just
Yeah.
been fooled again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I give you a crab question, then I give you something that's called crabs and not actually crabs. They're a little more closely related to even arachnids than crustaceans, but they're also not truly arachnids, which is great because arachnids scare the pants off of me.
They're technically berries.
All right, but that was 2 points for you. Things I should do. Give you points. I've done that. So Zoomsbury group, pick an emoji.
Can we have? Oh no, Liam, you choose.
All right. Okay. Can we have the trans pride flag, please?
Yes, you can
That's
have
what I was
the
going to
trans
say
pride
anyway. Great
flag.
minds.
Well, your minds were working together now, and let's see how well they work together with this puzzle. You have 60 seconds. Let's start now.
Is this
That looks cryptic.
It
Vaguely.
does look cryptic.
Does it?
Is cavefish an anagram for like visible or
No.
something?
No.
Yeah, let's get the next one. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
If something happened, then
Yeah. Yeah.
this
But
would be
what's
the
it gonna be?
case.
Yeah.
But then what's the something?
Next, please. I'm going to say next because we're running
Yeah,
out
I
of
think so.
time and I've got no idea. What? This seems
What?
incredibly specific.
10 seconds.
If
I mean, we should buzz and say something.
yeah, I know.
Zoomsbury group.
Okay. If The Nazis won the war.
It is not if the Nazis won the war. I'm going to clear out the buzzer and I'm going to offer this to the boys.
Walk us through it, Brad.
Hi, so there's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes the head of a cult, and there's a song in which it describes what the cult does.
Oh my
Who
God,
keeps the
this
metric
thing.
system down?
Yeah.
We do. Who made Steve Gutenberg a star? We do. These are all things that would happen if that cult didn't exist.
That cult being.
Oh God, I can't remember the name. It's like it's some Freemasonry, but it's not actually Freemasons because they'd get the pantsuit off them. Oh man.
Homer Simpson's
Honestly,
cult.
you have so much of it that I can give it to you.
Thank
You have the fact that it's the Simpsons. You have the fact that it's that weird Freemasonry group from the Simpsons. They were called the
The
Stonecutters.
The Freemasons, the Stonecutters. Okay.
But yes.
That's exactly what. So that's avoiding copyright.
That's exactly what it was, though. It's the
Good job, Brad.
Stonecutters were the Freemasonry spin-off group or spoof group that Homer Simpson joined in the episode Homer the Great. But, who controls the British crown? Who keeps the metric system down? We do.
Exactly.
We do.
Excellent.
Yes, that is exactly what this is. Who robs
Robs
fish of their sight? Who keeps the metric system down? Who keeps Atlantis off the maps? And who holds back the electric car? Who makes Steve Gutenberg a star? And I guess the fact that we have a few more electric cars around means that we know the Stonecutters, not a real thing. But you get a bonus point for knowing enough about The Simpsons to place that in context. Well
That's right.
done. And you get to pick an emoji.
We'll take the disco pony.
Disco pony. A little early in the morning for discoing, but for you, I will do it. Your 60 seconds start now.
Okay, it's in red. There's 4 letters, which suggest that we might
Red
be doing
slip,
some shifting or something.
Yeah, is there any kind of common link to how far those letters are away from each other?
Is this
Anything
like
like
it
that?
might be rebusy,
really.
overrule?
Overrule. Veto means
Veto it-
overrule. Veto is overrule there.
I
Why
think
are
I don't
we
think
in
we
I don't
red?
like it for-
yeah,
I don't like it
just
for
need a
5,
next,
but-
please.
yeah. You
We
said
will have
next.
the next one. Thanks. Okay. What's going on with the color schemes? That I recognize that color scheme from something.
It is a very specific green.
Yeah. Next, please.
Oh, these are
Candy hearts.
candy hearts. They're candy
Be
hearts.
mine.
They're anagrammed candy
Anagrammed
hearts.
candy hearts. Love something. It'll be true love.
Yeah.
True love.
10
Yeah,
And
seconds.
I assume
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah,
slay math
that's
or
right.
something.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Boys.
These are candy hearts in their usual color schemes, but they're anagrammed.
They are anagrammed
Great.
in colors.
And a
That
great
is, though.
figuring
Who am
it
I
out,
kidding?
guys. That was great.
Yeah, and the whole thing with like a veto overrule. We'll
Really good
always
red
just
herring
play
for a
through the
first
set
clue,
as
yeah.
hosts, so we know what we're getting into. And wow, did I ever get stuck on that veto overrule? But it was bad. So good job getting off of that and onto the correct answer, which was candy hearts. You were then going to see that. What do these candy hearts say?
Marry me.
Yeah, so it's true love. It's be mine. Although I think that one works as is.
Yeah.
What's the green
There
one?
True love, be mine, marry me. I have heard 3 of the 4.
Zoomsbury, if you've got ideas. I'm stumped.
I was going to say something about smiling. but there's
Soulmate,
no
soulmate.
I.
Soulmate
Ah.
is exactly
Oh,
what
marry
it
me.
is.
It was so close to the real thing that my brain didn't do it.
But you got 2 points for doing that after 3. So very well done. And now I'm going to have that chalky conversation heart taste in my mouth for the rest of the morning. Back to the Zoomsbury group. To pick an emoji.
The twisted snacks, please.
The twisted snacks it is. Your 60 seconds of picture clues start now.
That's the apartment, and that is a ballet shoe.
So they're both
Any
flats,
advance-
aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah.
like, what does that have to do with anything?
Well,
Nothing,
so
right?
they're pictures of things which have the same colloquial term. I'd say that's worth going for.
Or is it just like
Yeah.
one's UK and one's US? Is that because a flat is UK?
Yeah, but then that would mean the same thing, though, wouldn't it? They have the same meaning in the.
Yeah. We've spent over 30 seconds. I think
Yeah.
we should go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want.
Zoomsbury group.
Okay, so they mean they are both homophones for the same thing. In maybe US and UK.
The same word is used for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They are terms that mean the same thing in the US and the UK. So good job talking about it, and good job having the gumption to go for 5, because that is exactly correct. You are then going to see
A jumper and a sweater, or I don't know.
no, a sneaker
that.
and a
Sneaker.
That
trainer.
one almost works
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, jumper and sweater almost works, but that is intended to be sneaker and trainer. And then you were
I
going to see
Bills and notes.
Bills and
and
notes.
notes,
Bills and notes, right?
and then
Trunk and boot. Yeah.
trunk
Yeah.
and
and then
boot,
trunk and boot. But you did not need that. You knew that was the apartment, and what we on this side of the Atlantic call apartments, y'all call flats. So that was 5 points. Well done.
Good movie knowledge. That's good stuff.
And the boys, I know you have so many choices here.
I also have a big head and tiny arms, so that.
Well, it's your lucky day. Your 60 seconds start now.
Never heard of it.
Give me a
Maybe
second.
bridge, something like that. I mean, conventions like that. I think of like
Yeah,
contract bridge.
it's
but I
probably a
don't.
card game. Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay, next, please.
Hmm. It's hard to say
Rulers,
founded.
Those,
He's a
those are
founder.
just kings. Rule
Hmm. Ruler,
aces, king, like
bridge.
bridge.
Hmm. Charles
Next,
III.
please.
George.
George.
Kings, George, Hearts, Bridge, George. We anywhere? Rulers,
No.
George. Next, please. Free,
10 seconds.
George, free.
Boys,
Anything, guys? Let's just pass this over. We don't know.
Yeah.
all right, Zoomsbury group, take a crack.
If you put
I put
after the end,
town. Yeah.
it's
Freetown, Georgetown, Kingstown.
Bridgetown, I think.
And you get a
What the boys said. And you get
Yeah.
a city, a town, a
city.
place.
The capitals.
capital is what I needed to hear.
Capitals, yeah.
You plunk town on the end of any of these things and you get a national capital. So Bridgetown is
Barbados.
Barbados. Kingstown,
Something obscure and weird.
Grenadines.
I heard
Yeah.
it, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Georgetown,
Guyana.
Guyana,
Guyana or the Caymans, I guess, with a space.
and
And then,
Freetown.
Sierra Leone.
Zero.
Sierra
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone. So yes, these are all plunk on town, get a national capital. So that is a 1 point pickup for the Zoomsbury group, who leads 8-5 after the end of round 1. There is a lot of game to go. And now we're moving on to round 2. Some of it looks the same. You're still going to pick an emoji. You're still going to have a minute per puzzle. But now I don't want the connection. These are an ordered sequence, and I want what comes forth in the sequence. You'll see up to 3 things before that 4th thing that you need to give me. And if you solve it after 1 clue, you get 5 points. After 2, you get 3. And after 3, you get 2. So Zoomsbury group, pick an emoji.
Oh boy, the hedgehog, please.
Hedgehog again. Hedgehog continues to be very cute. And you get 60 seconds. Good luck.
Was this on Instagram? I think it was naked. I think it might have been on the cover of a magazine. I haven't got anything more than that though.
Well, what would come forth? When would it would have been like
Um,
2014, 13?
I can't.
Yeah, it's just to be
No.
like most liked Insta posts in given year.
Do
or
we
something.
know
Could be.
what's-
Maybe we should get
Okay,
another
next, please. Yeah, it feels like
Probably,
it's
isn't it?
like most
Is
liked
it?
Instagram things.
Okay,
Do
so
we know
like
what
the
the
egg
most
got
is?
overtaken, didn't it?
Okay, but
Um,
what did it get overtaken
what?
by?
I don't know, but like, should we get the
Should I
first and
just
see
say
if
the
we can just
Oscars
say the egg
selfie?
on
Next,
Insta?
please.
I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, so it
okay,
got
yeah.
overtaken by it was Messi winning the World Cup, wasn't it? I think.
Okay, we'll go
Zoomsbury
with that.
group.
A
Messi
photo of
winning.
Messi with the World Cup.
A photo of Messi winning the World Cup
Nice.
is exactly what we needed to see. You are right that these are most liked pictures on Instagram. You are right that something recently overtook the egg, and that thing was Messi's pictures of Messi winning the World Cup. So you got that after 3. That is 2 points for you.
And we dodged a bullet there because if that's our question, we're coming in on the first clue, and I am confidently saying egg. I did not know it got passed up. I was ready.
Yep. I stumbled across that pretty soon after the World Cup. It came up in one of those current events roundups that I read specifically for when quizmasters put stuff like this in here. But the boys, you dodged that one, but you can have your choice of any of these.
Which means trans pride, please.
Trans Pride Macaron it is. Your 60 seconds of picture clues start now.
Is that a logo of something, or is that
Right.
just
No,
an
I think
earthquake?
it's just indicating like
Yes.
earthquake or fault.
Earthquake.
Something with fault.
Tremor.
Fault in our stars? Not really, though. Like, that's not going to be
Nah.
it.
I
That's
think
possible.
We're gonna need
Next,
more, I think.
please.
Angry birds? No,
Those
No.
birds are not angry, dude.
they're not. Yeah, I think this is a
songbird,
logo of
bluebird,
some. I think this is a logo of something. It's the
um,
same style of animation.
I
think it's just generic clip art.
Bird. Yeah. Birds, fault birds. Next, please. Snake.
6 birds and 5 snakes.
Yeah, numbers. Or rattlers or cobras
10
or
seconds.
birdies.
Boys.
Something indicating rock
I'm
and
gonna
roll,
say a
maybe.
picture of a rabbit.
Do that.
Yeah,
I-
picture of a
it is-
rabbit.
It is not a picture of a rabbit. I'm going to offer this to the Zoomsbury group.
Multiple aeroplanes. That's
A
correct.
what?
It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, and aeroplanes. So
That's
multiple
Only
pictures
one
of
aeroplane
planes.
in the song, but like,
That is
Oh,
what you're
okay.
going to see. Aeroplanes. Yes. And that is the beginning to it's the end of the world as we know it. That's, and the good news is you kept your focus and said birds and snakes and aeroplanes. Again, here's more proof as to why I host this and not play this, because in the host game, I'm like, earthquake, birds and snakes and aeroplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. Jumped right over aeroplanes, said Lenny Bruce being unafraid. And then the other team picked it up on aeroplanes because I had mentioned aeroplanes. I mean, that song goes so fast. How can you not get ahead of yourself? But
Yeah,
you
sorry, I
didn't.
almost
You gave me
pluralized it.
aeroplane, and you get a point for that.
Nice get.
So well done.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do here, but we've already been through these lyrics, so let's kick on with this. Zoomsbury group, pick an emoji.
Michael, your choice.
The pretzel, please.
The Twisted Snacks. Your 60 seconds start now.
That's
Oh, it's the old man and the sea, I thought.
no,
well,
it can't be. It has to be
I don't
something
think the
else.
enumeration is like the actual enumeration. I think there's a puzzle going on. Like,
Okay. Yeah, it's probably the old man and the sea, but should we get the next
yeah,
please?
I think so.
So that's all's well that ends
all's
well.
well that ends well.
Yeah.
All's well that ends well. There's 5
Well, that's 5
words in it. Old man
words that
and
are
the
all
sea.
full.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we want a title
want
with
something with 3
3
words. 6. So
Yeah.
what have we got? Boodle, 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 EP by The Clean. That'll do.
Sure, let's do that.
Sure.
They probably intended it to be still literature, but
Zoomsbury group?
Well, music is literature to me. An
Okay.
EP by The Clean, 3, 6, because Boodle, Boodle, Boodle has 3 words that are 6 letters.
Well, and as we all know from the Nobel Prize a few years ago, music is
Exactly.
literature.
It's a nice
You
shot,
gave me a
too.
title with 3 6-letter words and 3 6, and that is exactly what I needed to see. Really anything we had here, Prince
Prince
Edward
Edward
Island,
Island. That's
but yours was actually a little bit better answer because it's nice and literary with the first two, although, you know, proverb, we'll see. Really all we needed was something that was 3 6-letter words. You got the connection, 6 3-letter words, 5 4-letter words. Then we have 4 5-letter words. Anyone know what those 4 5-letter words are?
Great minds, think alike.
Great minds think alike,
Right.
and then Prince Edward Island. But you got that after the first two, so that is 3 points for you. Well
I'm
done.
still trying to think if there is a book that's a 3-word title with each word
3
6
words with
letters.
6
Still
letters.
haven't come up with
Yeah.
anything.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it exists somewhere in the very large library downtown, but the question of whether quizzers typically will have heard of it is another story. But with that, let's go to the boys. What do you want?
We'll take the T-Rex.
Take the T-Rex. Short arms. No, like, I'm gonna be sad if there's ever not the T-Rex emoji, because that means I can't make a doofus of myself doing this all the time. But here's your clue, or here's your puzzle. You have 60 seconds.
And I don't know.
I mean, it
Wordplay.
means what you think it means.
Yeah, I
but
assume. Yeah.
it could also just mean
Um,
like counter punch or hit back or something. You know, we could be completely physical, just straight translation here.
Recoup is at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be a tough anagram, but I don't know.
But it could be
Yeah.
something like riposte, parry.
I
stuff,
agree.
you
Yeah,
know.
take another. Yeah, let's.
Next, please.
It's
Whoa.
anagrams.
It
gotta
is
be
an
anagrams.
anagram. Passion.
Yeah. Apples is in there. Next, please. I mean,
10 seconds.
most common injuries kind of thing. What would it be though?
Concussion would be next, I suppose, but like,
Yeah, I mean,
Boys,
concussion.
it is not. I'm
No kidding.
sorry. I'm going to offer this to Zoomsbury Group.
Lads, do we have any ideas what this is? Achilles tendon something? I don't know.
Sure, we'll go for it. I don't know what's going on.
A word for if you mess up your Achilles tendon.
No, an Achilles tendon injury does not continue the sequence.
Yeah.
You're right that
We're
it
just
does
doing
have.
head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
It's head, shoulders,
Oh,
knees,
oh
and
my
toes
God!
injuries. A contra. It is head,
Sorry, no.
shoulders, knees, and toes. So we needed gout or turf
Yep.
toe or
It's a really
disease.
nice question.
Oh
Thank
my
you for writing it.
God. No, we once joked that one person should always double check that it's not head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yeah.
Have you seen the question?
We all just got owned
as I
so
recall,
hard.
you said you were gonna do it, but I'm joking.
Oh,
Let's
no.
not
No, I'm only
let's
messing.
not throw blame around.
But yeah, this is head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Contra coup is a brain injury on the opposite side of where the impact occurred.
Mm.
So head gets
Gotcha.
whacked here, brain gets hurt here. Slap lesion is a tear of the glenoid labrum in the shoulder. A torn ACL is a torn anterior cruciate ligament in your knee. So I needed something that would happen to your toe or cause issues to your
Yep.
toe. Zoomsbury Group, pick an emoji.
Crab, please.
Crab it is. You have 60 seconds and they start now.
He's green.
Dinosaur. Green.
You could be looking for something that's red and going back in colours. I don't know. Should we get the
Maybe
next
it's
one?
most common
Yeah.
surnames in Japan with last 2 letters taken off. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Next, please.
Oh, I think it is the Japanese
Or is it?
empress.
Well, it was before Hirohito, yeah.
So it's then.
So then it's
Akihito
Akihito and Naruhito.
Naruhito.
Yeah,
So
we could just go for
Naru,
that.
I
Yeah.
think it's worth risking.
Yeah, sure.
I'll hand over
Zoomsbury
to the
Group.
boys.
Naru.
Naru is absolutely correct. These are just Japanese emperors, the last 4 Japanese emperors with Hito cut off. Alternate answer that I could have taken if you explained it to me: Yoshi's 5 letters, Hiro's 4 letters, Aki is 3 letters. So if you just gave me NA and told me it was the first 2 letters of the current Japanese emperor, I could have taken that
Sure.
as well.
Mhm.
But either way, this is a sequence of the Japanese emperors. You have Yoshihito, Hirohito, who served for a very long time, Akihito, and the current emperor, Naruhito. You got that after 2, so that is 3 points for you. Well done. And back across to the boys for the illusion of choice.
We will start scoring at some point. We'll take that.
It's been a while.
It has.
All right, let's hope the carrot horsey might bring you some better luck. Your 60 seconds start now.
That's an interesting looking X.
I think this is pop culture. I think it just means not a claw hammer.
Okay.
There's either a no, that's a tack hammer that's in Mystery Men.
And claw hammer is how you play a banjo.
Next place. Yeah, it's like don't need a claw hammer, don't need a baseball bat. It's a pop culture reference that we don't know.
Okay.
Um,
What would you need instead?
right. Next, please.
Okay.
Yep. Cool.
I have no idea.
Give me a second
Yep.
here. Probably just a gun
10
then.
seconds.
Probably just a gun.
Something with a check mark, I assume.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gun with a check mark, maybe.
Sure.
Boys,
Gun with a check mark.
it is not a gun with a check mark. I'm
You
going to
don't
offer it
say.
to the Zoomsbury group.
So it's Pulp Fiction, isn't it? And what does he actually use? Is it a sword?
I
What
can't
a Bruce
remember because I
Willis.
haven't
Not
seen it
seen
yet.
it.
You're on your own here, but just
Oh god.
have a
Okay,
guess.
well I'll just say it. A sword with a tip.
It's a sword.
It
You're
is a sword
exactly
with a
right.
green
Well,
tick,
no, no.
specifically a katana, but a sword was plenty enough. This is Butch's weapon selection in Pulp Fiction. He considers other things like a claw hammer, a baseball bat, or a chainsaw, but he decides to go with the katana.
That's
So-
so good. That is so good. That's a great question. That's really good knowledge. Like I've seen that movie and just never coming to me. Good stuff.
Yeah, very well spotted for that Zoomsbury group, and you get the point for that. So at the end of the second round, the Zoomsbury group is on 18. Boys are on 5. Still plenty of game to go. We've got the grid and the missing vowels puzzles. You get 3 minutes. You get 16 seemingly unrelated items, and what you need to do is sort them into 4 connected groups. You get 1 point for each group that you solve during the 3 minutes. Then I'll ask you what the connections are during the groups, and you get 1 point for any connection you can explain to me. That includes any that you did or did not get during the grid, no matter what. But if you do get all 4 groups and all 4 connections, I'll give you 2 bonus points, so you can score up to 10 points. Do you know who's doing the clicking or what your clicking plan is?
Yeah.
And with that, ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Good luck. Your 3 minutes start now.
All right, cities in France. No, that's not how you spell Marseille, though, is it? Paris.
It's also not how you spell Paris.
But
Yeah.
there are anagrammed. There's anagram. But Marseille, Angers,
Yeah.
Tours
Valence.
solves.
Valence
looks very
electrons.
li-
Valence
Valence.
band.
Liberty Valence.
Angry.
No,
Angier.
that's
What if
spelled
you
different.
add a letter? Angier. Marseille.
That's not a thing.
No. All right. Solves sounds like an anagram.
Right. Yeah.
Rococo starts with rock. Fortuna.
What's the deal with Saddleback?
It's a ranch.
It's a mountain in
Okay.
Fortunate starts Fortuna.
Kohn. Okay, so we do have anagrammed
Mhm.
French cities for sure
Yeah,
between these two.
yeah.
What is going on?
Leon
here?
is only
Leon,
is
yeah,
Leon.
only.
Leon. Okay. And I think we just need to grab
Yeah,
them.
keep looking.
Sounds good.
Saddleback.
Okay, so
Fortunate Son is CCR.
yeah. Noxious gas, noxious fumes. Paris, Lyon, Caen.
Try Angers.
Angers is a French city like that. Is
Yeah,
the problem.
yeah. Valence. I mean, we're
Uh,
anagramming, right? Like,
Yeah.
call the midwife. Call the
Right.
Fort Mars.
Mars Fortuna.
Did you try Marseille, even if it's spelled wrong?
Again, it's not spelled
Yeah.
wrong, but
For an anagram, yeah. Okay, laser, focus, midwife, tours, saddleback. Okay.
Finally.
So what could those laser cane, what sugar cane, something like that? Like what could those be anagrams?
Those are the anagrams. Those are
Sorry,
anagrams.
what could those be the red herrings of?
Yeah.
Pair. So,
Golden arches, golden age, golden.
Saddleback might be an arch, yeah.
Orange arches isn't a thing though. Noxious gas.
20
laser
seconds.
Gas.
Wow. Well, this is
My God.
great to be back, guys.
All right, and that is 3 minutes. You still got one group, and you will get a chance to guess the connections for all of the groups. But we'll start with the one that you got. So laser, cane, only, pairs.
These are anagrammed French cities.
It'd be
They
so funny if
are
it's not.
anagrammed French cities.
Arles, the first one is Arles.
Yeah,
Arles,
the first one
okay.
is Arles.
And then
Caen,
Caen, Lyon, and Paris.
Yeah, Caen, Caen.
Yeah,
is the
that one's
second
Caen,
one.
and then the film
And
one is
then-
Cannes.
Yeah. And then you have Lyon and Paris. So you did get
Yep.
that group and connection. So let's resolve the rest of the grid and see what you got on the others. Solves, noxious,
I've got this one.
Marseille, fortunate.
They start with gods. I think specifically Roman gods.
They start with specifically Roman gods. That is correct. You've got Sol, the
and Nox.
personification of
Okay.
the sun, Nox, the night, Mars, war, and Fortuna, luck and fortune.
Okay.
Rococo, Saddleback, golden.
They all have something to do with arches.
No, this doesn't have to do with arches.
Okay.
Cane was one of the red herrings here. They're kind of toads.
Okay.
A lot of those. Okay, fine.
Today we learned there were a lot of kinds of toads.
Yeah.
And finally, Tours, Orange, Angers, Valence.
Liberty, maybe.
Again, he's spelled differently than that.
I'm gonna need an answer.
We'll say Liberty.
This was a bit of a nasty one because
This
you
one
had-
was?
Yeah, because you had anagrams of French cities. These are just French cities that are also English words.
Oh my God.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Didn't know it.
Tours, Orange, Angers, and Valence are all French cities. Weirdly enough, Tours I had heard of from Orange and Valence.
That's are real. The other two
Yeah.
I've never heard of.
Orange and Valence were new to me for when I was playing this. Tours I knew through history stuff, and Angers I know because there's a horse track there because everything comes back to horses eventually. But you got two of the connections and you got one of the groups, so that is a score of 3 points on a very, very, very tricky grid. So good job figuring out what you did. Because I think I've mentioned a couple times playing this in the host game. You know how many points our group got when solving this grid? Absolute bupkis. So this
Ooh.
is hard. They're not messing around. Good luck. Your 3 minutes begin now.
So
We've
Paris,
got
midwife,
French
Tours,
cities,
Souls,
Angers,
Noxious.
Marseille, Angers.
Valence.
Um,
Cane
Orange,
toad.
laser, only cane. Okay,
Canes
so
could be. Are there any other like phonetic names?
What do you mean?
Like cane.
Like homophones of
like
names?
cane enable,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
that's
I don't
right.
see any. Fortunate
Fortunate
Son.
only son.
Call the
Maybe not.
midwife, but I don't imagine them
Cane
putting that
sugar,
in for the
golden
Americans.
sugar. Are there more sugars?
Not that I can see. Midwife has mid in it. I don't know if there's like things for middle, but if not, maybe wife. But I can't see any other like
Yeah.
you know. What's a saddleback? Does anyone know what that is? Is it
Must
a
be
toad?
like.
Because
Yeah,
it could
must
be
be
a
something
toad,
animal,
maybe.
couldn't it? But I don't think there's.
Because maybe
four
we could have.
there, is there?
Shall we
Yeah.
start trying the French things?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many are there? Sorry, say them again.
Well, the only three I know for sure are Tours, Marseille, and Angers.
Angers, Valence, Rococo, maybe.
Okay, so it's not going to be. It's not going to just be French cities then, maybe. Well, Angers obviously is a verb, isn't it? So Pairs, Tours, Solves, Angers could just be.
Pairs, Tours,
Solves
Solves,
and
Angers. Yeah, no.
Oh, Valence.
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
Obnoxious. Do we have like absolved? Absolve's not a thing.
Why
though.
is it solves with an S on the end? Why are they pluralized?
Yeah.
We've got anagrams of French cities, haven't we? We've got Pairs, Paris, only Lyon.
Only Pairs.
Laser, Arles.
And cane
Yeah.
for Kohn.
Yes, nice.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Saddleback, orange. I guess we don't have cane anymore, so
Noxious.
that's not. Noxious gas, noxious, obnoxious, I can't see anything else.
No.
Unfortunate, unsalt. That's not a thing. Cocoa. It has cocoa at the end, but I don't
20
see anything
seconds.
else. Yeah, this is not going
I'm
our
afraid
way.
I don't see very much.
Yeah, no. Saddleback, say, mate, noxious, orange.
Golden
No,
Gate.
orange,
Do we have any other
golden, Rococo, Marseille. Oh, the midwife. I don't
And
see
that
any
is
others.
time.
Yeah, this is a
So-
tricky one.
They're not messing around for the championships. So
Yeah, clearly not.
It's a lot of good teams. You got to make it tricky. So you did get one of the
Indeed.
groups though. Only Pairs, Laser, Cane.
Anagrams of French cities.
They are anagrams of French cities. Lyon, Paris, Arles, and Caen. Let's resolve the rest of the grid and see what you've got here. Solves, noxious, Marseille, fortunate.
Sol, Nox, Mars, and Fortuna. Are they anything?
Oh yeah, they could be like Roman gods or like Latin words or
Yeah,
something.
I'd
Yeah.
go with Roman.
They
with
begin with like
Latin.
Latin words.
I'd say Roman gods.
Roman gods.
What is your answer?
They begin with Roman gods.
That was the right one to go with because they
Yeah.
begin with Roman gods. You have
What solves?
It's Sol.
the
Solves.
like a
That's
sun
syncretic.
god in personification.
Oh yeah, so
And
then
then
Nox,
Nox.
Mars, and Fortuna. Yeah.
And then Nox is a goddess in personification of the night, Mars, war, and Fortuna, luck and fortune. It is Roman deities. Midwife, Rococo, Saddleback, Golden.
Right.
We're gonna have to go with toads, aren't we? Because
Toads. Types of toad.
Types of toads!
Hey!
Yay!
Nice.
They
No,
are
we're
all, in
toads.
fact, I heard you talking about that during the time, and I was hoping you'd come back to it because these are, in fact, types
I
of
just
toads.
didn't think there would be a midwife toad. You know.
And now we know there is.
That's my learning of the day.
And finally, Tours, Orange, Angers, Valence.
These are all words that are like, if you say them differently, they're spelt the same as like places in
France.
France. Yeah.
Or French
But that's the
words, at
difference.
least. Yeah.
Yeah, they're English words that, you pronounce them a little more
Well, there was a
Frenchly,
lot-
and you
there's
get
a
a
lot
French
of French
city.
in there.
A
Wow,
lot of French
okay.
geography in here.
Yeah.
But you got one of the groups. You got all 4 of the connections. So that is 5 points for you on a very, very tough grid. So well done. This is your score going into the last round. And yes, that grid was very hard, but y'all did the best you could with it. These are the World Championships. We need to make it a little tricky. The missing vowels round works mostly the same way as usual. As I discussed before, there'll be 3 groups and not 4. And then also, if there is a tie game at the end of it, there will be an extra puzzle as a tiebreaker. And we have already confirmed the captains for that. Your first subject is a country and an element that share a top-level domain and chemical symbol. Your first. Zoomsbury group.
Australia and gold.
Australia and gold is correct. Your second. Boys.
South Korea and Krypton.
South Korea and Krypton, absolutely correct. Your third. Zoomsbury group.
Solomon Islands and antimony.
Solomon Islands and antimony, correct. SB. And Zoomsbury group.
Timor-Leste and thallium.
Timor-Leste and thallium, absolutely correct. We're out of chemical elements and countries and into a Pokemon and another Pokemon into which it can evolve. Your first. Boys.
Charmeleon and Charizard.
Charmeleon and Charizard, that is correct. Your second. Boys.
Eevee and Flareon.
Eevee and Flareon, absolutely right. Someone's been playing their Pokemon. Your third. Zoomsbury group.
Ekans and Arbok.
Ekans
Nice.
and Arbok, that is correct. And the last. Boys.
Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff.
Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, absolutely correct. And your third. One dimension higher. Your first. Zoomsbury group.
The line. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry, that's too much time, boys. Nope, that is.
Okay.
I was calling it out. It is the
Yep.
Liner sisters
Oh.
instead of the
Oh,
Pointer
dear.
sisters.
Oh.
Your second. Boys.
Maginot Square.
Maginot Square instead of Maginot Line. Absolutely. Your third. Zoomsbury group.
Madison Cube Garden.
Madison Cube Garden instead of Madison Square Garden. And the last. Boys.
Ice
Ice
Tesseract.
Ice Tesseract instead of Ice Cube. Just counting to make sure that the scores are the same between my paper and the computer. They are. So the boys scored 6 points in this round and the Zoomsbury group scored 4. So congratulations, Zoomsbury group, and well played both teams.
Good playing.
Very good
doubling us
game.
up.
Dominant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good game.
But
All
great
right.
game. Really sorry that Adam and I just have to run, but we have a OQL US game 3 minutes ago. So thank
I
you,
have to
Rowan.
jump
Thank
in
you,
separate
all the
times.
Only Connect people, or none of the Only Connect people, and all of the Connections League people. But we love you all. Good luck the rest of the way, and bye.
And good luck in
Bye.
OQL.